Welcome, dear friends, to a journey through the ethereal landscapes of Japanese winter folklore. As we embark on this exploration, let your mind drift to a world of snow-covered forests and mist-shrouded mountains. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast, silent forest. The air is crisp and still, each breath visible as a delicate cloud. Snowflakes drift lazily from an overcast sky, settling gently on the branches of ancient pines. The world around you is hushed, as if nature itself is holding its breath in anticipation. In this tranquil setting, we find ourselves in the heart of Japanese winter. The landscape is transformed into a monochrome masterpiece where shades of white and gray blend seamlessly. Distant mountains loom like silent guardians, their peaks lost in low-hanging clouds, rivers and streams life-frozen, their surfaces a mirror to the pale winter sky above. It is in this realm of pristine beauty and quiet solitude that we encounter one of Japanese most enigmatic winter spirits, Yuki-onna, the Snow Woman. Her presence is as elusive as the wisps of snow that dance on the wind, yet her legend is deeply woven into the fabric of Japanese folklore. Picture, if you will, a figure emerging from the swirling snow. She is tall and graceful, with skin as pale as freshly fallen snow and hair as dark as the night sky. Her kimono, a shimmering white, seems to blend with the very air around her. Yuki-onna moves with an otherworldly grace, her feet leaving no imprint on the snow-covered ground. In many tales, Yuki-onna is portrayed as a being of duality, embodying both the harsh and gentle aspects of winter itself. Some stories speak of her as a merciless spirit, one who preys upon lost travelers in snowstorms. These accounts tell of her icy breath, capable of freezing the very life force within a person's body. Yet it's important to remember that these tales often serve as cautionary stories, reminding listeners of the very real dangers that winter can pose in Japan's mountainous regions. However, Yuki-onna's character is far more complex than a simple harbinger of doom. Many legends paint her in a more compassionate light, depicting her as a protector of children lost in snowstorms or a guide to weary travelers seeking shelter from the cold. In these stories, she appears as a nurturing figure, using her supernatural powers to lead the vulnerable to safety. One particularly poignant tale speaks of Yuki-onna sparing a young woodcutter, moved by his youth and beauty. Years later, she appears to him again, this time as his wife, having taken on a human form. This story beautifully illustrates the multifaceted nature of Yuki-onna, showing her capacity for love and the complexity of her existence between the human and spirit worlds. As we delve deeper into the legend of Yuki-onna, we begin to understand her as a powerful symbol of winter itself. Like the season she embodies, she can be both cruel and kind, dangerous and beautiful. Her presence in folklore serves as a reminder of nature's dual nature, its capacity for both destruction and renewal. Imagine walking through a snow-covered forest, the branches heavy with their white burden. The silence is profound, broken only by the occasional soft thump of snow falling from overburdened boughs. In this moment, you might feel the presence of Yuki-onna not as a fearsome specter, but as the very essence of winter's quiet beauty. The symbolism of Yuki-onna extends beyond her physical manifestation. She represents the transformative power of winter, the way it changes the landscape and challenges life to adapt and endure. In her stories, we find echoes of ancient human experiences with the harsh realities of winter, as well as the inspiring beauty of a world blanketed in snow. Consider how Yuki-onna's legend might have evolved over centuries of storytelling. Perhaps she began as a way for people to make sense of the mysterious and often dangerous winter environment. As communities gathered around warm hearths, sharing tales of encounters with this snow spirit, they were also sharing wisdom about surviving the cold months and respecting the power of nature. In some interpretations, Yuki-onna is seen as a guardian of the natural world during winter. Her actions, whether perceived as cruel or kind, serve to maintain the delicate balance of life in a harsh season. She may lead travelers astray, but in doing so, she might be protecting the vulnerable creatures of the forest from human intrusion. As we contemplate Yuki-onna's place in Japanese folklore, we can appreciate how such legends enrich our understanding of cultural perspectives on nature and the changing seasons. These stories connect us to a time when the line between the natural and supernatural worlds was less defined, when every unexplained phenomenon could be attributed to the workings of spirits and yokai. The enduring fascination with Yuki-onna speaks to something universal in the human experience: our complex relationship with winter. We fear its dangers yet admire its beauty. We struggle against its hardships yet find peace in its quiet moments. In Yuki-onna, all these contradictions are embodied in a single haunting figure. As our exploration of Yuki-onna draws to a close, let your mind wander once more through that snow-covered landscape. Feel the crisp air on your skin, hear the muffled silence of a world wrapped in white. Perhaps in the corner of your eye you might catch a glimpse of a pale figure moving gracefully through the trees. There for just a moment before dissolving into a flurry of snowflakes. Our journey through Japanese winter folklore doesn't end here. In the next part of our exploration, we'll venture further into this mystical winter world. We'll discover the playful and sometimes mischievous snow children, spirits that bring both joy and gentle chaos to the snowy landscapes. And we'll encounter the enigmatic Kamatachi, the sickle weasel that rides the winter winds. These stories await us, each one a thread in the rich tapestry of Japanese winter legends. As we prepare to delve into these new tales, carry with you the image of Yuki-onna, a reminder of winter's dual nature: beautiful yet powerful, serene yet wild. Let her presence in your imagination be a bridge to the next chapter of our journey through the realm of Japanese winter spirits. In the quiet depths of winter, when snow blankets the world in hushed white, there are spirits that stir beneath the surface. Imagine, if you will, a landscape transformed by frost and ice, where the familiar contours of the earth are softened into gentle curves and valleys. It is here, in this realm of crystalline beauty, that the Yukinko make their home. Yukinko, or snow children, are the embodiment of winter's playful spirit. These childlike snow spirits dance through the drifts, their laughter carried on the crisp air like the tinkling of distant bells. Picture them as small luminous figures, their forms shifting and swirling with each gust of wind, leaving delicate patterns in the snow as they pass. These spirits are known for their mischievous nature, but their presence is rarely unwelcome. They are the unseen hands that sculpt intricate ice formations on tree branches and create mesmerizing swirls in freshly fallen snow. As you walk through a snow-covered forest, you might feel a sudden lightness in your step or catch a glimpse of movement from the corner of your eye. These are the subtle signs of Yukinko at play. Yet, for all their impish behavior, Yukinko are also seen as protective entities. In times past, farmers would look to the snow-covered fields with hope, knowing that the presence of these spirits could herald a bountiful harvest. The Yukinko's frolicking was believed to infuse the snow with a special energy, one that would nourish the earth as it melted come spring. Imagine standing at the edge of a snow-laden field, the world hushed and still, as the weak winter sun begins to set, casting long shadows across the pristine white expanse. You might catch sight of small, shimmering forms darting between the furrows. These are the Yukinko, preparing the land for the season of growth to come, their gentle touch a promise of renewal. As winter deepens and the wind grows sharper, another set of spirits emerges to dance upon the gusts. These are the Kamatachi, wind spirits that take the form of playful weasels. They ride the currents of air, their sleek bodies barely visible as they zip from place to place, leaving only the sensation of a sudden chilling breeze in their wake. The Kamatachi are symbols of the unexpected in nature, the abrupt gust that catches you off guard, sending a shiver down your spine and rustling the bare branches overhead. Yet, like their snowy counterparts, these wind spirits are more impish than malevolent. They delight in startling the unwary, but their touch is fleeting and harmless. Picture yourself walking along a winding path through snow-covered hills. The air is still and your breath forms small clouds before you. Suddenly, you feel a rush of cold air swirl around you, lifting loose snow into a miniature cyclone. This is the work of the Kamatachi, their unseen forms racing past you in a blur of motion and icy wind. These weasel spirits of the wind are often associated with the crisp, invigorating feeling of winter air filling your lungs. They represent the vitality that persists even in the coldest months, reminding us that life continues to pulse beneath the frozen surface of the world. Their presence is a gentle nudge, urging us to embrace the brisk energy of the season rather than shrinking from it. Together, the Yukinko and Kamatachi embody the lighter, more playful aspects of winter folklore. They remind us that even in the depths of the cold season, there is magic and mirth to be found. These spirits turn the harsh elements into a playground, inviting us to see the wonder in swirling snowflakes and whistling winds. As you lie in bed, cozy beneath warm blankets, let your mind wander to the world outside. Imagine the Yukinko leaving their delicate footprints in the fresh snow that covers your windowsill, their giggles carried on the night air. Feel the gentle touch of the Kamatachi as they race past your home, their presence marked by the soft rattling of branches against the glass. These winter spirits are guardians of the season's secrets, keepers of the hidden life that slumbers beneath the frost. They work in harmony, the Yukinko tending to the earth while the Kamatachi keep the air in motion, preventing the world from falling into a deep, motionless sleep. In many cultures, winter is seen as a time of hardship and endurance, but the presence of these playful spirits offers a different perspective. They invite us to find joy in the crisp air and pristine snow, to see the beauty in ice-laden trees and frost-covered fields. Through their eyes, winter becomes not just a season to be survived, but one to be celebrated. The Yukinko and Kamatachi also serve as a bridge between the human world and the natural realm. They remind us of our connection to the cycles of the earth, of the importance of rest and renewal. In their playful antics, we can find echoes of our own childhood wonder at the first snowfall of the year or the exhilaration of feeling a strong cold wind on our faces. As the long winter nights stretch on, these spirits continue their unseen work. The Yukinko dance through moonlit clearings, their forms casting soft blue shadows on the snow. The Kamatachi race along the eaves of houses, their passage marked by the gentle tinkling of icicles. Together, they weave a tapestry of winter magic, turning the world into a canvas of white and silver. In the stories told around warm fires, these spirits take on many forms and names, but their essence remains the same. They are the embodiment of winter's dual nature, both harsh and beautiful, challenging and invigorating. Through them, we learn to see the cold months not as a time of absence, but as a period rich with its own unique life and energy. As you drift off to sleep, let the gentle presence of these winter spirits fill your dreams. Imagine yourself gliding effortlessly over snow-covered hills, guided by the laughter of the Yukinko. Feel the exhilarating rush of the Kamatachi as they carry you on the wind, showing you the world from high above. In this dreamscape, winter reveals its true face, a season of wonder, transformation, and hidden beauty. When you wake, carry with you the spirit of these playful entities. Look out at the winter landscape with fresh eyes, seeking the subtle signs of their presence. Perhaps you'll notice intricate frost patterns on your window that weren't there before, or catch a glimpse of snow swirling in a perfectly still air. These are the calling cards of the Yukinko and Kamatachi, invitations to step into a world where the ordinary becomes magical. In embracing these spirits of winter, we open ourselves to a deeper appreciation of the season's gifts. We learn to find warmth in the coldest days, to see beauty in the starkest landscapes. The Yukinko and Kamatachi teach us that even in the depths of winter, life continues changed perhaps, but no less vibrant. They remind us that in every snowflake and gust of wind, there is a story waiting to be discovered, a moment of magic ready to unfold. In the heart of Japan's misty mountains, ancient spirits dwell. These are the Yama-no-kami, guardians of the peaks and valleys that have watched over the land for countless generations. As winter's chill settles over the landscape, their presence becomes even more palpable, their influence more profound. Imagine standing at the foot of a snow-covered mountain, its summit lost in a swirl of clouds. The air is crisp and clean, carrying the scent of pine and frost. This is the domain of the Yama no Kami, spirits as old as the earth itself. They are the protectors of these sacred heights, the unseen caretakers of nature's grand design. For centuries, farmers and villagers living in the shadow of these mountains have revered the Yama no Kami. Before the first snows fall, they gather to offer prayers and small tokens of appreciation. These rituals are not merely tradition. They are a vital connection between the human world and the realm of spirits. As you walk along a forest path, the crunch of snow beneath your feet echoes through the stillness. The trees stand silent, their branches heavy with white. It's in these moments that one can almost feel the watchful gaze of the mountain spirits. They are not distant or aloof. Rather, they are intimately connected to the lives of those who dwell near their slopes. When winter's grip tightens and food becomes scarce, the villagers prepare for the hunt. But before they venture into the snowy wilderness, they seek the blessing of the Yama no Kami. Picture a small group of hunters, their breath visible in the cold air, bowing their heads in reverence. They ask not just for a successful hunt, but for safe passage through the mountain's domain. The same respect is shown when gathering wood for warmth and shelter. The forest is seen not as a resource to be exploited, but as a living entity under the protection of the mountain spirits. Each tree felled, each branch collected, is done with mindfulness and gratitude. In this way, the balance between human need and nature's bounty is maintained. Winter is considered the most sacred season for the Yama no Kami, as snow blankets the land, transforming familiar landscapes into a world of white. Their presence seems to grow stronger. The mountains become a realm of quiet magic, where the boundary between the physical and spiritual worlds grows thin. Imagine standing in a forest clearing as soft snowflakes drift down from an overcast sky. The world seems muffled, wrapped in a cocoon of white. It's in these moments that one might catch a glimpse of something otherworldly, a shimmer of movement at the corner of your eye, or a whisper carried on the wind that sounds almost like words. But the Yama no Kami are not the only beings that inhabit these winter peaks. There are others, more mysterious and sometimes more fearsome, the Tengu. These winged creatures have long captured the imagination of those who dwell in and travel through the mountains. Picture a rocky outcropping high on a mountainside, partially obscured by swirling mist. In the shadows, you might catch a glimpse of a figure with the body of a man but the head and beak of a bird. This is the Tengu, a being of legend and lore that has been both feared and revered throughout Japanese history. The nature of the Tengu is as changeable as the mountain weather. At times, they are portrayed as fierce and dangerous, capable of unleashing powerful winds or luring unwary travelers to their doom. In other tales, they are wise protectors, guardians of sacred places, and keepers of ancient knowledge. As you traverse an narrow mountain path, the wind whistling through rocky crags, it's easy to understand how stories of the Tengu came to be. The play of light and shadow on the snow, the sudden gusts that seem to come from nowhere, all can spark the imagination and make one feel as though unseen eyes are watching. For those who journey through the mountains in winter, thoughts of the Tengu are never far away. Travelers might leave small offerings at mountain shrines, not just for the Yama no Kami, but for these enigmatic winged beings as well. It's a gesture of respect, a way of asking for safe passage through their domain. Imagine pausing on your journey to rest near an icy waterfall. As you catch your breath, you notice a single feather, jet black and impossibly large, resting on the snow nearby. Is it merely a coincidence or a sign that you've entered the realm of the Tengu? The relationship between humans and these mountain spirits, both the Yama no Kami and the Tengu, is one of deep respect and a touch of wariness. The mountains are not to be taken lightly, especially in winter. They are places of beauty and danger, of serenity and unpredictable power. As darkness falls and the temperature drops, the presence of these spirits seems to grow stronger. The wind in the trees might carry whispers of ancient wisdom or warnings of approaching storms. The shadows cast by moonlight on the snow might hide more than just the contours of the land. Yet for all their mystery and potential danger, the Yama no Kami and the Tengu are integral parts of the mountain ecosystem. They are the embodiment of nature's power and complexity, reminders that humans are but one small part of a much larger world. In the quiet of a winter night, as you lie wrapped in warm blankets listening to the wind outside, it's easy to imagine these spirits going about their unseen business. The Yama no Kami tending to the sleeping plants and animals, ensuring that life will return with the spring thaw, the Tengu soaring on silent wings between the peaks. Their keen eyes missing nothing. As the season progresses and the days slowly begin to lengthen, the influence of the Yama no Kami and the Tengu remains strong. They are the guardians of the transition, overseeing the delicate balance as winter gradually gives way to spring. Picture a mountain meadow, still blanketed in snow but with the first hints of new growth pushing through. This is a sacred time, a period of renewal and rebirth under the watchful eyes of the mountain spirits. It's a reminder of the cyclical nature of life, of the enduring power of the natural world. The legends of the Yama no Kami and the Tengu are more than just stories. They are a way of understanding and respecting the natural world, of acknowledging the forces that shape the land and influence our lives. In a world that often seems disconnected from nature, these tales serve as a bridge, reminding us of our place in the greater scheme of things. As you drift off to sleep, let your mind wander to those snow-covered peaks. Feel the presence of the Yama no Kami, eternal and nurturing. Listen for the whisper of Tengu wings in the night wind. In this space between waking and dreaming, the world of spirits and the world of humans intertwine, creating a tapestry of wonder and mystery that has endured for countless generations. In the depths of winter, when snow blankets the land and ice seals the rivers, a hush falls over the world. Imagine standing at the edge of a frozen stream, its surface a mirror of crystalline beauty. Beneath that glassy expanse, legends whisper of creatures waiting in patient slumber. The Kappa, those playful river spirits of Japanese folklore, find themselves in an unusual state during these coldest months. Known for their mischievous antics and love of cucumbers, these water-dwelling beings face a unique challenge when their liquid homes turn solid. Picture the Kappa, with their turtle-like shells and bowl-shaped heads, suddenly confronted by an impassable barrier of ice. In warmer seasons, Kappa delight in splashing and frolicking, sometimes engaging in harmless pranks on unsuspecting humans. They are creatures of movement and fluidity, as changeable as the currents they inhabit. But winter brings a different rhythm to their existence. The once lively rivers grow still, and the Kappa must adapt. Myths speak of these spirits retreating to the deepest pools, where the water remains liquid even in the coldest times. Here they are said to enter a state of hibernation, their energy conserved until the thaw of spring. Some tales describe Kappa pressing themselves against the underside of the ice, their round eyes peering up at the world above, waiting for the first signs of warmth to return. As you walk along the frozen riverbank, the snow crunching softly beneath your feet, you might wonder about the unseen life beneath the surface. The ice, thick and opaque, becomes a veil between two worlds, the visible realm of winter's quiet and the hidden domain of slumbering spirits. Villagers living near these frozen waterways have long held a deep respect for what lies beneath. They understand that the river, though seemingly dormant, is still very much alive. The ice is not just a barrier but a blanket, protecting the secrets and spirits that dwell in the watery depths. In some regions, people would leave offerings at the river's edge. Even in the depths of winter, small bundles of dried seaweed or carefully carved cucumber slices might be placed on the ice as a gesture of goodwill to the Kappa below. These gifts serve as a reminder of the connection between the human world and the realm of spirits, a bond that persists even when direct contact is impossible. The frost itself takes on a mystical quality in these winter landscapes, as delicate patterns form on leaves and window panes. Some see them as the touch of frost spirits, ethereal beings born from the cold itself. These intricate designs, no two ever quite the same, are like messages from another world, reminding us of the magic that exists in even the harshest conditions. Imagine tracing these frost patterns with your fingertip, feeling the cold bite of winter but also sensing the artistry of nature. Each swirl and branch in the ice tells a story, perhaps of the kappa's dreams as they sleep beneath the surface, or of the frost spirits dancing in the night air. In some tales, these frost-born water deities are described as beautiful and terrible, capable of both creation and destruction. They paint the world in shades of white and silver, transforming familiar landscapes into alien wonderlands. Their breath is the winter wind, their tears the softly falling snow. As the season deepens, the connection between the frozen world above and the hidden realm below grows stronger. The ice thickens, muffling the sounds of the waking world and creating a cocoon of silence around the sleeping kappa. This quiet is not empty but full of potential, like a pause between heartbeats or the moment before a story begins. The relationship between humans and these winter spirits is one of mutual respect and distance. While summer might bring direct encounters with playful kappa, winter is a time of separation and reflection. People learn to read the signs of the frozen world, the thickness of ice, the patterns of frost, the way snow settles on the rivers. Banks, all indicators of the unseen forces at work. In this season of stillness, the boundaries between the physical and spiritual worlds seem to blur. The frozen river becomes a bridge between realms, a place where the imagination can wander freely. As you stand on the bank, gazing out over the expanse of white, you might feel a connection to something ancient and profound. The kappa, though hidden, remain a presence in the collective consciousness of those who live near the rivers. Children are still cautioned not to venture onto the ice, not just for safety from thin spots, but out of respect for the sleeping spirits below. These warnings, passed down through generations, keep the legends alive and maintain the delicate balance between human and spirit worlds. As winter progresses, subtle changes begin to occur. The ice may groan and shift, creating eerie sounds that echo through the quiet landscape. Some say these noises are the kappa stirring in their sleep, sensing the approaching spring even before the first thaw begins. The frost spirits, too, seem to become more active as winter reaches its peak. Their artistry grows more elaborate, covering entire forests in intricate lacework of ice. In the pale light of a winter's day, these frosted landscapes glitter like a realm from a fairy tale, inviting wonder and reverence from all who witness them. As the days begin to lengthen, almost imperceptibly at first, the world holds its breath in anticipation. The kappa, still hidden beneath the ice, may begin to dream of warmer days. The frost spirits work with increasing frenzy, knowing their time grows short. And so the cycle continues, a dance between seasons, between the seen and unseen. The frozen rivers, with their sleeping kappa and watchful frost spirits, remind us of the magic that exists just beyond our perception. They invite us to pause, to listen, and to marvel at the quiet wonders of a world transformed by winter's touch. Imagine yourself walking through a serene Japanese landscape, blanketed in pristine white snow. The air is crisp and still, carrying the faint scent of pine and wood smoke. As you journey through this winter wonderland, you'll discover the rich tapestry of celebrations, rituals, and traditions that have long honored the snow and winter. Spirits in Japan. In the quiet of winter, the Japanese practice of yukimi or snow viewing invites you to pause and appreciate the beauty of nature's icy artistry. Picture yourself seated by a window, a steaming cup of green tea warming your hands as you gaze out at the softly falling snowflakes. Each unique crystal dances on the breeze before settling gently on the ground, adding to the growing blanket of white. The tradition of yukimi encourages a mindful connection with the changing seasons. As you observe the transformation of the landscape, you might notice how the snow softens harsh edges and creates a canvas of tranquility. The bare branches of trees become delicate sculptures, their dark silhouettes a striking contrast against the pale sky. As darkness falls, the snow-covered world takes on a magical quality with the glow of lantern festivals. Imagine strolling along a path lined with paper lanterns, their warm light casting a gentle radiance on the snow. These festivals celebrate the interplay of light and darkness, a reminder of hope and resilience during the coldest months. The soft crunch of snow beneath your feet accompanies you as you wander through the festival grounds. Colorful lanterns of various shapes and sizes hang from eaves and branches, creating a dreamlike atmosphere. Some lanterns bear intricate designs or calligraphy, while others are simple and elegant in their form. In the distance, you might glimpse a group of people releasing sky lanterns, their glowing forms rising slowly into the night sky like earthbound stars returning to the heavens. The sight is both breathtaking and poignant, a visual representation of prayers and wishes carried aloft on the winter wind. As you continue your journey, you come across a small Shinto shrine nestled among snow-laden trees. Here, rituals and offerings are made to ensure safe travel through the winter months. The shrine's red torii gate stands out vividly against the white landscape, a beacon of spiritual significance. You might observe visitors approaching the shrine with reverence, their breath visible in the cold air. They clap their hands softly and bow, offering silent prayers for protection. Some leave small tokens of gratitude, perhaps a cup of sake or a bundle of rice as offerings to the kami, or spirits, that are believed to inhabit the natural world. The ritual of omikuji, or fortune-telling, takes on a special significance in winter. Imagine unfolding a small paper slip, its message of guidance or caution for the coming year feeling particularly poignant in the hushed, snow-muffled atmosphere of the shrine grounds. As the heart of winter approaches, communities come together for fire festivals that ward off the deepest chill. Picture yourself drawn to the warmth and light of a bonfire, its flames leaping high into the night sky. The fire serves as a focal point for gathering, storytelling, and shared meals that nourish both body and spirit. The crackling of the flames mingles with the sound of drums and traditional songs. Dancers move in rhythmic patterns around the fire, their movements telling ancient stories of winter spirits and the cycle of seasons. The firelight casts long shadows that seem to dance along with the performers, creating an otherworldly atmosphere. These festivals often involve the burning of sacred objects or structures, symbolizing the release of the old year's burdens and the welcoming of new beginnings. As you watch the sparks rise into the darkness, you might feel a sense of renewal and hope for the future. Throughout these winter celebrations, there is a profound appreciation for the beauty that can be found even in the harshest season. The Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection and impermanence, is particularly relevant in winter. The delicate frost patterns on a window pane, the asymmetrical drift of snow against a garden wall, or the lone evergreen standing strong against the white sky all embody this aesthetic philosophy. Gratitude is woven into the fabric of these winter traditions. There is thankfulness for the shelter from the cold, for the company of loved ones, and for the promise of spring that lies dormant beneath the snow. This gratitude extends to the winter itself, acknowledging its role in the natural cycle and its ability to bring communities closer together. Indeed, togetherness is a central theme of winter celebrations in Japan. The cold weather encourages people to seek warmth not just in physical spaces but in the company of others. Imagine gathering around a kotatsu, a low table with a heater underneath and a heavy blanket draped over it, sharing stories and laughter with family and friends as the snow falls silently outside. These winter rituals and celebrations serve as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things: the snow that blankets the land, the fire that warms the body, the spirits that are honored through offerings, all are part of a greater whole. As you reflect on these traditions, you might feel a sense of connection to the natural world. And two generations past who have found meaning and beauty in the winter season. As the snow continues to fall, covering the world in a soft white silence, the wisdom of these ancient practices becomes clear. They teach us to find joy in stillness, to seek light in darkness, and to nurture community bonds when the world grows cold. The snow and winter spirits of Japan, honored through centuries of tradition, invite us to pause, reflect, and find wonder in the quiet beauty of the season. In the depths of winter, when snow blankets the world in hushed silence, ancient tales whisper of unseen visitors. Imagine a time long ago, when the cold months brought more than just frost and ice. In the quiet corners of homes and villages, people spoke of spirits that rode on the winter wind, bringing illness and hardship in their wake. As the days grew shorter and the nights longer, families huddled close, their breath visible in the chilly air. They knew that with the falling snow came the risk of coughs that rattled bones and fevers that burned like fire. But in those times, these ailments were not seen as mere sicknesses. No, they were believed to be the work of mischievous or malevolent spirits, invisible to the eye but felt in every aching muscle and shivering limb. Picture yourself in a small cottage, warmed by a crackling fire. The walls are adorned with curious charms and talismans, each one carefully crafted to ward off the winter's unwelcome guests. Bundles of herbs hang from the rafters, their pungent scent a shield against unseen forces. Carved wooden figures stand guard on windowsills, their watchful eyes ever vigilant. These were not mere decorations, but vital defenses against the spirits of illness. Families would gather to create these protective charms, their hands working in unison as they wove intricate patterns or carved delicate symbols. Each object held a purpose, a silent prayer for health and safety through the long dark months. Imagine walking through the snow-covered village, the crunch of ice beneath your feet. You might see strings of garlic hanging by doorways, their papery skins rustling in the wind, or perhaps you'd notice small pouches filled with aromatic herbs, tucked into the pockets of heavy winter coats. These were the armor of the common folk, their protection against the unseen threats that winter brought. But it wasn't just illness that these ancient people feared. The harshest winters brought with them the specter of hunger, a presence as real and terrifying as any ghost. In the folklore of old, famine was not an abstract concept, but a being that stalked the land, leaving empty plates and hollow cheeks in its wake. You can almost hear the whispered stories told around flickering hearths of how scarcity took form in the imagination. Some spoke of a gaunt figure that roamed the frozen fields, its touch withering crops before they could sprout. Others described a shadow that crept into root cellars, spoiling stored food with a mere glance. These personifications of famine were more than just tales to frighten children. They were a way for communities to give shape to their fears, to understand the seemingly random cruelty of nature. By giving a face to their hardships, people found a way to confront them, to feel less powerless in the face of forces beyond their control. As you close your eyes, you might envision the rituals that sprung up around these beliefs. Whole villages would come together, their voices raised in song or prayer, calling out to benevolent spirits for protection. They would leave offerings at the edges of forests or near sacred springs, small tokens to appease the hunger that threatened their survival. These communal acts were more than superstition. They were a lifeline, a way for people to find strength in unity. When faced with the prospect of empty stomachs and dwindling supplies, these shared beliefs and practices helped bind communities together. They found solace in the knowledge that they were not alone in their struggles, that every home and every family faced the same unseen adversaries. In the quiet of a winter's night, you can almost feel the weight of history, the countless generations who huddled against the cold and dark. Their stories, passed down through time, speak of a resilience that goes beyond mere survival. They tell of the human spirit's remarkable ability to find hope and meaning even in the bleakest of circumstances. As the snow continues to fall outside, blanketing the world in white, reflect on the lessons these ancient tales hold. They remind us that in times of hardship, it is our connections to one another that give us strength. The charms and rituals of old may seem quaint to modern eyes, but the unity and resilience they represent are timeless. Imagine standing at the edge of a snow-covered field, the wind whispering through bare branches. In that moment, you might feel a connection to those who came before, who faced the same stark beauty and hidden dangers of winter. Their stories of spirits and unseen forces were more than just folklore. They were a testament to the power of the human imagination to make sense of a world that often seemed capricious and cruel. These tales of winter spirits and protective charms speak to a deeper truth about the human experience. In the face of adversity, whether it be illness, hunger, or the simple struggle against the elements, people have always found ways to come together. They have created rituals and beliefs that give them courage, that help them face each day with hope and determination. As you listen to the silence of a snow-covered world, let your mind wander to those ancient times. Picture the flickering lights of distant homes, each one a bastion against the darkness. Inside, families gather close, sharing warmth and stories, their bonds strengthened by shared beliefs and common purpose. The folklore surrounding winter sickness and famine reminds us that our ancestors were not so different from us. They too faced fears and uncertainties, but they met them with creativity and communal spirit. Their tales of invisible beings and protective practices were a way of making the intangible tangible, of finding agency in a world that often seemed beyond their control. In the soft glow of candlelight, imagine the careful hands that once crafted charms and amulets. Each one was infused with hope and intention, a physical manifestation of the desire to protect loved ones from harm. These objects, simple though they may have been, carried the weight of entire communities' wishes for health and prosperity. As the world outside grows still, let these ancient stories settle in your mind. They speak of a time when the line between the seen and unseen world was thin, when every gust of wind or creaking floorboard might herald the arrival of spirits both benevolent and malicious. But more than that, they speak of the enduring strength of the human spirit, of our capacity to find light even in the darkest of seasons. In the end, these tales of winter folklore do more than just entertain. They connect us to a long line of ancestors who faced the cold months with courage and ingenuity. They remind us that even in our modern world, with all its comforts and conveniences, we are not so far removed from those who came before. We still seek warmth, community, and meaning in the face of life's challenges. As you drift towards sleep, let these stories of winter spirits and protective rituals wrap around you like a warm blanket. They are a reminder of the resilience that lies within us all, a testament to the power of belief and unity in the face of adversity. In the quiet of the night, as snowflakes dance in the moonlight, know that you are part of a long and unbroken chain of human experience, forever linked to those who found ways to thrive even in the harshest of winters.